Thank you all so much for being so pumped and getting your tickets early to see Aquaman. I'm so excited. I saw it for the first time like 3 days ago, and I can't wait to see it again. I don't want to hold you up, so get to it. Have a ball. Thank you so much for getting your tickets. Tell your friends about it, and let's get excited to see a kick butt movie. All right?
Yeah! Hey guys, welcome to my Aquaman spoilers movie review. And of course, I'm not going to waste any time. Let's do this. So the movie starts with Arthur's father and how his father met his mother. And basically, Atlanta was injured and Arthur's father took her in. And then they fell in love, had a child, and then the Atlanteans sent like guards to basically arrest Atlanta. So Atlanta had no choice but to return to her home so that she can protect Arthur and give possibly Arthur like a sense of a normal life, you know? So anyways, years pass by and now this, by the way, this whole thing happens after the Justice League movie, meaning Aquaman is Aquaman, you know, after he helped the Justice League fight Steppenwolf. So now we kind of get a sense of the timeline going on here. And there's politics involved, obviously, in Atlantis, and they pretty much hold a grudge against the surface dwellers and want to teach Earth, you know, the surface dwellers a lesson. And in the meantime, these pirates, Black Manta, actually, him and his father steal a submarine ship, and then Aquaman saves the day, and Aquaman leaves pretty much Black Manta and his father in a very, very life or death situation. Basically, Aquaman allowed Black Manta's father to die. So now Black Manta has this grudge against Aquaman, against Arthur, and so that plays, you know, so that little side story goes right next to the story with Atlantis wanting to pretty much teach the surface dwellers a lesson. Anyway, so Mera comes searching for Aquaman's help. They both go back to Atlantis. Aquaman challenges Orm for the throne, but basically Arthur's heart is not in it, but you know, it's like hey, you're already there, you might as well try your best to fight your so-called evil brother. I mean, I don't want to call him evil because the truth is, Orm stands for something else. Unfortunately, he's going about it the wrong way. And when it comes to Aquaman or Arthur, he doesn't want to be involved, period. He, you know, his mother died, or so he thinks, and so he doesn't want to be involved in any of this drama. He wants to be left alone. But Mira's like, listen, we need you to take over Atlantis. We need you to stop, you know, our people, the Atlanteans, from attacking Earth. Anyways, or creating a war, pretty much an unnecessary war. So basically, Mera rescues Arthur from possibly being killed, and they escape. And now that's considered treason to the eyes of Atlanteans for Mera helping Arthur. So now they're being chased, and then Arthur uses his ability to go into a whale's, or to basically, he took a Pinocchio book and made it come to life. What he did was he commanded a whale to hide him and Mira in its mouth, and take them to like the desert, the Sahara Desert. So no, the whale did not swim into the Sahara Desert, but you know, the waters, the beach at least. And then they walked from there, and I'm gonna skip all these little things. They basically Mera and Arthur find the place where they thought the trident, the 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 most powerful trident would be. It's not there, but there is a map, a bottle in a map in a bottle, basically. So they follow this map in a bottle, and it leads them to Sicily. And in Sicily, that's when they're attacked by Black Manta and the Atlantean soldiers, the elite Atlantean soldiers. A fight ensues. So much chaos, so much violence. Like, it was awesome. I quite enjoyed it. Never thought I'd say that, being that the setting is on top on the surface and in Sicily, but it was awesome. It was beautiful to watch. So Mera and Aquaman once again destroys their enemies, escapes, and now it's like they need to actually find where the map is trying to point them through, and it points them through to a really dangerous place in the sea called the Trench. And this is awesome. Let me tell you about the Trench. I was kind of like, this is where I knew James Wan used his knowledge of horror movies and infused it into Aquaman, because it was gorgeous. The darkness and how all these trench monsters were like jumping onto the ship, and just, it was really scary. And the color of black and red. I mean, you see that in James Wan's Insidious film, you see it in The Conjuring. So definitely just beautiful. I had such a good time watching Mera and Aquaman, or and Arthur, uh, pretty much try to fight their way through those legions of trench monsters. That was beautiful. So they finally are able to escape the trench monsters, and it takes them to pretty much the core of the earth. And in the core of the earth, there are dinosaurs. Like, they're still in on Earth, but not in the same surface as, like, as humans are. So that was beautiful to see. And what do you know? Aquaman's mother is alive. Nicole Kidman, looking like a badass warrior. She's awesome. I had a great time. I was so excited. So anyway, Atlanta tells Arthur, listen, go through that waterfall, and you're gonna come up against the most powerful guardian of the trident. And he did. And the guardian of the trident was freaky. Like, there is no way that, like, Aquaman could defeat that thing. That thing was a giant. But what he did was he used his powers to understand the beast. And the beast, spoke back, and it's like, no one has ever spoken to me before since the first king. So that was awesome. And basically, Aquaman took the trident and he became the Aquaman we know and love, with the classic gold and green suit. That was so beautiful. I nearly died. That was incredibly beautiful. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch this movie like 9 more times. Just everything about it, the nuance of it all was awesome. So now they end up going back. Of course, they're going to go back to Atlantis. But meanwhile, a war has begun. Basically, Orm is now the king of Atlantis, and he's forcing all these other tribes, forcing them, like, through violence, to follow his lead. And so they just needed to fight one other people tribe of people, under the sea people. I call them the crustacean people because they all look like crabs and things like that. And the crustaceans are hard-headed. They do not want to join Atlantis in like destroying anything. They just want to be left alone. So now a fight ensues between Atlantis, the other team that Atlantis forced into theirs, and the crustaceans. And all of a sudden, this giant freaking, I don't know if it's a crawfish or or a lobster or a whatever, but it was beautiful. It came out, started smashing things, killing things, whatever, and on top of it, guess who stood there? It was Aquaman in his gold and green suit. He and like his trident. It was gorgeous. Like, man, brain exploded. Everyone in the theater were like screaming. They were so excited. I didn't know what else to do. I had such a great time watching that. A fight ensues, and of course, um, Arthur takes Orm up to the surface, basically on top of their ships. They fight it off, and they fight it out. Sorry, and of course Aquaman beats him because Aquaman has the most powerful trident ever, and he uses what Vulcan taught him, the whole the whole powerful trident spin. That was beautiful, just everything. And of course Aquaman doesn't kill him, that's his brother, shows him mercy. And then Atlanta arrives, and Atlanta of course kisses Orm, and Orm falls to his feet because Orm misses her and loves her, and because he thought she was dead as well. And so the ending ends with, Arthur telling Orm, listen, when you're ready, let's talk, instead of fighting. So that was beautiful. Just everything about this whole thing was beautiful. Obviously Orm was taken by the Atlantean guards and whisked away, and so that's the beauty of everything. And now Arthur is the king of Atlantis, and Mira is his girlfriend? I don't know, maybe. But I hope you guys stayed for the after credits, because it turns out Black Manta is not dead. And most importantly, throughout the movie, there is like a scientist or whatever who's on the news, like telling everyone that Atlantis is real. Atlantis is real. You guys need to believe me. I mean, Aquaman is proof of that. Blah blah blah. And no one wants to believe him, right? Well, it turns out he's the one who is nursing Black Manta from his wounds, and I think he is going to be the one to rearm Black Manta, and he wants Black Manta to take him to Atlantis. So I don't know what's going on, but the sequel better be 3-4 times better than this first movie, because this first movie was incredible. I loved everything about it, like the scenery. Okay, guys, I'm telling you, this is the new Star Wars of this universe. This really is, because there was so much life under the sea. There was so much life in the trenches. There was so much life in the center of the earth. There was so much life in Atlantis, and I could just see the many different stories that could be told in this film. So yeah. Anyways, guys, hopefully you liked my spoiler review. I thought this movie was great. I would say I would give it 4 out of 5. And the reason why I'm giving it a little, because I think I wanted more of something, and unfortunately I can't tell you what that something is. But what I can tell you is that, like, everything, like, you can watch this movie over and over again and it won't bore you. Let's put it that way. This film was well done. It was beautiful. Everything was kudos to DC/WB for making this, because they gave it their all, and I think it succeeded. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, man, listen, it's no secret I don't like the Flash character in the DCEU. I like the Flash, the TV show, but not the Flash. Here's the thing: I don't like the actor for the Flash in the Justice League movie, and so therefore, like, I feel like I'm just not gonna be able to get into his solo movie. But I hope I'm proven wrong. I really do, because I really want the Justice League to reunite one more time. And this time, everyone has had a solo movie that's killed it. This time everyone is on the same page and not rushed. So anyways, guys, I'm blabbing on about stuff that has nothing to do with Aquaman. Aquaman is the best. Go watch it in theaters December 21st. And if you're already in the future, guess what? pull out that digital copy and rewatch it on your watch or on your MacBook Pro, Advance, or on your hologram TV. Rewatch Aquaman because it is amazing. And thank you guys for listening. Ciao.